Really, the idea of the last two talks by Paul Foster and Paul Matthews was to illustrate the kind of second point. What you've seen during the day is how making the data available has allowed lots of researchers to do lots of different things. I think, as one of the funders mentioned, the constraint on UK Biobank is only the imagination of the research community in terms of how they use the data, and I think we've seen that imagination is running riot. What we would like you to do is do the kinds of things that Paul Foster and the I Consortium have done. You challenge us. Say, well, why aren't you doing eye measures at the baseline visit? And our response was, what do you want us to do? To Paul Matthews and the imaging community saying, why aren't you imaging people in UK Biobank? And we said, what kind of imaging? How will we do it? Work together with us and do that. How do we make UK Biobank even more valuable for the kinds of research you want to do? What additional assessments should we do? What additional samples should we do? It's not competitive. It doesn't need to be one assay or another assay. If we coordinate, we can do all the different assays. As Kathy mentioned, Nightingale came along and put in a request. We're providing sample to Nightingale, and we'll get all the NMR lipid data in the same way that we're getting exome sequence data from Regeneron. Who else wants to come and essentially join the Wellcome Trust and the MRC in funding the enhancement of the resource? So if you have ideas, if you want to give us a hard time by challenging us, we really welcome that. Tell us how to make it better, and we will do our very best to rise to that challenge. But I'm now going to allow Patrick Chinnery from the MRC, the other of the major funders, Sarah Marshall spoke at the beginning, to close out the meeting, and also then to remind you that please join us upstairs for a drink after a long but we hope interesting day. Thank you.